5 minutes with Coach Thru. Today we're going to talk about, does God want me to plan? Now, I used to get confused a lot with this. I used to say, if God knows what's best and things like that, and he's going to always lead me a different way, why do I need to plan? And until I got older, until I researched more, until I actually went through a lot of things, I realized a couple of things. Number one, God does want us to plan. He wants us to bring the plan to him. And Proverbs 16:3, it talks about committing our ways or committing our works to the Lord, and our thoughts should be established. The verses before that really gives that verse more justice. What it talks about is, all of our ways in our eyes are innocent and good. So that means we inherently think that the things that we think and the things that we do are good and they're innocent. And that's not always the truth. The Bible talks about our heart being desperately wicked and talks about not trusting in ourselves. So when we hear in the world, follow your heart, the Bible never says that. Or he talks about, the world talks about believing yourself. Yes, having confidence in yourself because of things that you have accomplished and things you have done, that's cool. But the Bible never talks about believing in ourselves either. So he talks about committing our works to the Lord and our thoughts should be established. God wants us to plan, but he wants us to bring that plan to him so that we can have the ultimate plan, or to bring what we're working on to him and him give us guidance however he does that, him lead us however he's going to do that. Now, with that being said, at first I would get real sad when I heard that, because I would think, if he doesn't like the plan and he doesn't agree this is a good idea, he's going to cancel it. And now I have to throw away my plan. Until today in my study, when I went a little bit deeper and I realized this, and I thought I would know this a long time ago, but it's okay, that if God knows what's best for me, he knows what's best for me because he knows me now, he knows me tomorrow, he knows me in my future. He sees something down the line that I do not see. With raising my little daughter, there are certain things that if I let her do every day, it would hurt her. If I let her jump from the top of the stairs, which she wants to do, she could break a leg. I know that because I know the dangers of what those stairs could do to her, because they're not made for her to be jumping from and on. She doesn't know that because of her finite mind at this moment. And that's the same thing with us. So if we're talking about getting unstuck spiritually, that's something we have to come to grips with. God knows what's best for me. And if he says no, or if he alters the plan, it's because he knows what's best for me. And I have to trust that. Proverbs talks about in chapter 3, trusting in the Lord with all of our heart and leaning not unto our own understanding, in all of our ways, acknowledging him, and he will direct our path. That's one where we have to realize, what's best for me. You're going to give me what's best for me and the time that's best for me. You know what's best for me. You're going to give me what's best for me and the time that's best for me. This is something that takes time, and it takes a surrendering. When I took yoga, I don't take yoga anymore. When I took yoga, they would always say surrender to the mat. And that would irritate me, because I want to surrender to God. I want to surrender to the sovereign God. I want to surrender to the person who knows my beginning, my end, my middle, my flaws, my successes, my wins, my losses. That's who I want to surrender to. So my challenge for you today is think, what plans do I need to keep committing to God? What plans do I need to keep surrendering to God? And I'm not saying it's easy, but it's better, because remember, God knows what's best for me. He wants to give me what's best for me when it's best for me. He doesn't want to withhold any good thing from me. He wants to give me what's best for me. My 5 minutes is coming to a conclusion. Be you, they'll adjust.